Alright, well, of course I need clouds for Cloudian video, and there's no clouds. Guess that's kind of that's kind of a cloud. It's not much of a cloud, but it's technically a cloud. Hello everyone on YouTube, it's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate, welcoming you back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Cabin Fever, the show where you and me are stuck in a cabin together for all of January playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Today, everybody, despite the name of the deck, this is actually day number 9 of Cabin Fever, and we're taking a look at a pure Cloudian build. That's the little poofy balls you see in the sky. That's today's episode. So we got ourselves our deck here today. We got to show off the combos and the wombos, the what do's and the what not do's. We'll have ourselves a good old time getting out the smoke balls, abusing turbulence, going for the eye of the typhoon, and stuff of that nature. So, of course, we got a big old shout out to our boy, the First Alchemist, who made us this deck. And I will admit, I did change it just slightly, mostly in the extra deck, just to add a couple cards that help the deck out a little bit. And I changed like one card in the main deck. But other than that, it's his build completely. So, big shout out to our boy. So, of course, if you want to know the whole deck list, it'll be at the end as always. For now, we're going to head out into EDO Pro today, because it's a better place for casual sort of decks like this one to be in. So, we're going to go into there, we're going to show off this deck, have ourselves a good old time. If you want to help support the channel, don't forget to hit up all the dang buttons down below, it really helps us out. But for now, let's get done with the talking and get right into walking all of our opponents with our Cloudians. So, let's get started. Alright everybody, it's time for our first opponent, another day and another card game. Now with our deck, we can go first or second, but because we'd like to do certain things, we're going to go first. Opening hand, oh, if we live, it'll be a perfect opening hand. It's just a matter about living. Sometimes Cloudians, well, the modern day, really could use some more support there, Konami, but it's at least a start to things. We're going to activate our Cloudian Squall. This is one of our most potent spells, which we happen to have 2 of. Every standby phase, 1 counter of the fog variety will go into every face-up monster on the board. Now, we're also going to summon out our boy Cloudian Turbulence. And just to make sure of things, we're going to use his effect. Not even once per turn, not at all. Removing a fog counter from my Turbulence, we'll summon out the Smoky Ball. And to add on to that, let's go ahead for my boy Link Kariba for good luck. And we'll call it a turn for there. Sadly, I don't have my Sanction in the Sky Trap. That would have been great, but that's neither here nor there. So we'll see where this is going to go. We're up against, let's see, Maxi Metalmorph. I can summon a monster from my hand, you say? Why the heck not? I summon Nimbus Man! Who's like the real boss of Cloudians. I mean, not to say Robot Eye of the Typhoon, but Nimbus Man OTK is where it's at. So what do we have? We have Maxi Metalmorph and Zoa the Fiendish Man. Alright. As you do. But every fog counter that gets on the board, Nimbus Man's going to get 500 stacks. I wish that was 5,000 attack points, but it's 5,000. It's 500 attack points. Not quite as big, but it's something. What do we have? Oh no. Prima. Okay, this is a Red Eyes, isn't it? This is a Red Eyes deck. Makes sense. He's got the red eye. He's got to summon out red eyes and use it with the enhanced metal move. And he's got a driller beam me. Man, you no fun at all. I mean, I appreciate you letting me summon Nimbus Man, but I don't really appreciate drill beam. Oh no, this is a blue eyes build. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see. Lordly load. Ooh. Alright, well, this is where things would get... Okay, now I'm confused. Are you blue eyes or are you red eyes? Make up your mind. Make up your mind, my man. Okay. So this is some kind of... It's Max Metalmorph. It's Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. Okie dokie. What are you up to? I mean, I guess you could Max Metalmorph into something, but don't you need Dragon specifically to make, like, Red Eyes Metal Dragon? Pretty sure that's the case. Or you have this. Summon a monster that cannot be summoned dimensions max metal for the deck ignoring summoning conditions. Okay, what does this one do? Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Every time you put an animated card or effect, this card gets 200 attack and inflict 500 damage to the opponent. Well, regrettably, Cloudian Squall is automatic, so I can't really not activate it. So we'll see. So I'm going to take some damage, and this guy's going to become, what, 3,500? Something like that? Okay. Not ideal, but we'll make it work. The Heretic Seal is really the only majorly problematic thing I have to worry about at the moment. Because it can non-target remove my stuff, so... we'll see how it's going to go. Yes, Cloudian counters every... Look, Nimbus Man's already bigger than this dude. Look how big my Nimbus Man is. 3, 4, 5 counters. I wish I could remove the counters off of Link Rebo. That would have been great. That would have been nice, but unfortunately, 'tis not the case. Regardless, let's go ahead and summon out Cirrus Stratus. Now, Cirrus Stratus, he gets a counter for every Cloudian on the board. That's what all main deck Cloudians do, other than Nimbus Man, pretty much. You know, you summon him out for every Cloudian on the board, you get yourself a counter. Now, I could have used Turbulence right now, just to get some more counters as well, but we'll see how this is going to go first. Let's see how smart my opponent is. He's going to use the Heretic Seal. He gets to bounce one of my cards. Which card will he bounce? He will bounce Cirrus Stratus. Interesting. Interesting. Was not expecting that. Let's see. Would be try battle. Let's send this card to the graveyard instead. Ah, now you got Clawman to go into Other Dragon. Alright, well that's annoying. Can I just... Hold on. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, unless he has a... Oh, he does have a Primite in the hand, doesn't he? Dang it, or a Normie. No, Nimbus Man! Ah! And I had the perfect plan to out that, too. Well, that is unfortunate. I think I might have just lost. Which sucks, because we were right... We victory stolen from us right there. Because of all this nonsensical omni-negating nonsense. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Does that... Wait, this only negates me, right? Yeah. That only negates, so I can still do something. I can just use Turbulence again. Sadly, I don't have another counter on Turbulence. That would have been great. But it's sad to say that's not the case. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I am one monster shy of what I want to do. Which would be to go into Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. That would definitely help out a lot. But sadly, I can't do that because I don't have another normal summon. Let me think about this. Technically speaking, I can just end my turn and we'll see how this is going to go. We'll see. Because the thing is, Cloudians, they can't be beaten in battle because they're clouds. You can't punch a cloud. I've tried. But yeah, you got a Cloudian on the board. Can't be beaten in battle. And thanks to Sanctuary, I don't take damage from battles involving fairies. So, theoretically, the only problem is, like, he's going to keep burning me with this thing. I suppose that's, like, the only real problem. I mean, this is also a problem. The constant primating is a problem. There's lots of problems going on, but you know what? The Cloudians stand tall. What are you doing? No, don't put... Oh, wait. No, he's a fairy, too. Never mind. I was about to say, don't do that. He's too small and babyish. Sure, I'll summon Sir Stratus. Why not? I really wish the Cloudians also worked on special summons, but they're too old for that. This is why Konami really needed to make more Cloudians. I mean, Aerosol works, but unless you have Aerosol, it doesn't do you much good. But it's a good card when we get into, like, Althus and things of that, and especially Turbulence. Like, Turbulence plus Aerosol can, very nice. Oh, for frick's sake, this too? Buster Whelp? Who hurt you? Why can't you and me just sit here and stare at the clouds? What's wrong with you? Alright, well that makes things problematic. Mostly because if he goes for fusion, everyone will be turned into a dragon. It's not ideal. Alright, yeah, Buster Dragon. So fancy, this Buster Dragon combo. See, this and this, I can tolerate this. I will not stand for floodgates. Alright, so he's going to attack into my... He's going to attack into my smoke ball. And he's going to learn that ain't going to do him any good. Up I down. But I have a fairy. Did he turn me into... Oh, wait, no, I'm not a dragon anymore. That's right. He's turning me into a dragon with Buster Dragon. Gosh! Dang it! Why you do this to my poor clouds? I guess it kind of makes sense. Clouds do change shape, so I'm sure that there's been a dragon-shaped cloud before. Unfortunately, that is game on us, which stinks because we had the perfect hand, but my opponent was so no fun allowed, it didn't want to work out. But we were close. Nimbus Man was, just for the record, Nimbus Man would have taken this guy out, no problem. So let's pick ourselves up. Let's go for duel number 2. Let's see what brings us, because that first hand was beautiful. That was a beautiful opening hand, and hopefully we can see another one in duel 2. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. I knew paper would have done me. I should have known. Anyway, what do we have for... Ooh, not bad. Not bad. Again, a good going first hand. Not so much right at the moment, but we'll see where this is going to go. It can go in a number of different ways. Depends on how that Alert Darkness helps my opponent out as much as I hope it does. What are we up against? Earthbound? No. Okay, this is... Huh. It's either a Red Dragon Arcfiend deck, or it's an Earthbound Immortal deck. It's one of the two. Anyway, we're going to activate our Cloudian Squall, activate our Sanctuary in the Sky, protect my fairy boys, come forth Zero Stratus. Hell yeah. I don't know how, but we got first blood with the Cloudians. Ha-ha. What I like to see. Take that. 900 damage. Hope you like it. Okay. So, again, we don't yet know what this is. I really hope it is Earthbound Immortals, because I've seen so much Red Dragon Arcfiend. I'm kind of sick and tired of the deck. Oh, I think that is what this is. Because otherwise you would have done something. That's how you know what it is. Alright, so we're up against Earthbound Immortals, and we are cooking with oil here. Oh, let me think about this. Yes. I summoned out Poison Cloud. It's a very silly thing to do, but I can activate my Stained Glass of Light and Dark. Since I have a feed and a fairy, I can shuffle back 2 of the cards in my hand. Put them over there. Don't really care about the order, but my opponent has to discard 2 of the cards in their hand. They have to discard 1, and then... Oh, yeah. Well, how does it work again? Opponent draws a card, then they randomly discard 1, they have to discard another one. There we go. Okay, so now he's done all of that. Very nice indeed. Let's go ahead and hit our opponent for 900 more damage. More damage. Oh, what is it doing now? Oh. Ooh. Ha. Ooh. Ha. Ooh. Who is it? Show yourself. What's it doing? It says Earthbound. Summon an Earthbound from the deck or the extra deck, or summon Red Dragon. Okay. So he has an Earthbound. Let's see. Destroy all cards on the field, you say. Oh. I don't really like the notion of that. Let me think about this. Let me think about this. Would it be smarter if I... Huh. I gotta think about this really, because if I just... Let's see. This is automatic. So, with that in mind... I'm actually going to link off my boys for Lahamu, the Messenger of the Sacred Scripture. My reasoning for doing this is I do not want him to nuke my board. So, we're going to activate Lahamu's effect. Going to shuffle back our Eye of the Typhoon. Sorry, dude, we don't need you right now. Maybe later, but this will let me draw another card. Alright, touch and go at the moment. I need to deal with this giant gecko. I don't need your insurance, boy. But yeah, this is Earthbound Immortals. Substripe. What does this do again? Target effect monster controls. Do a thing. Okie dokie. Yeah, he's going to negate my effects and do something else. Normal summon Earthbound monster. Addition to a normal summoner set. Okay, now he's got his Earthbound Immortals. This is where things get crazy. Just a little. Now, one good thing right now is that thankfully Lahamu is a fairy, meaning I will not take damage. I will not be taking any form of damage, which is good. Now, the Harmonic Synchro Fusion, not great, but we'll see how it's going to go. I have my Fallen Sanctuary. I can use it to negate a monster's effect. That's only the effects on the board. We'll see how this is gonna go. Alright. Took him a second, but my opponent, he's doing what he wants to do now. He's doing it. We just have to find a way to regain control of the board. It's just the fact that Kokoraya is like, if he gets destroyed, then, you know, he's got to nuke the board. I don't want him to nuke the board. Alright, Gremlin and Gremlina. What does this do again? Let's go to summon an Earthbound monster. Okay. I'm going to activate Lost Sanctuary, which I probably should have done this earlier, but we'll do it now anyway. Either way, gonna use this to get Divine Punishment. That way I can remove Kokoraya without any problems. Or whatever else my opponent may or may not do. Let's see. Gets you another Earthbound Immortal. Which one we don't yet know. But I am going to take a fair amount of damage. Okay, let me think. Actually, Turbulence might not be the best thing right now. Possibly not. Altus might be a little better, honestly. Maybe I can still use Sir Stratus. That's about it. Sadly, the Cloudians, one kind of a big weakness that they have, other than blowing up when you put it in defense mode, is that they can only, for the most part, remove counters from themselves. Altus can remove from anybody on the board, which kind of makes him better, but my opponent needs to have a hand for that. So we shall see. Okay, he has... Okay, oh, wait, no, he has Prison. He has another normal summon. This could be bad. Okay, no, he's not going to do the Lion Walker yet. That's good. Das gut. Das very good. Okay, does this do anything when destroyed? Let's see. Monster Poke control is destroyed by an Earthbound of card effect. Okay. Alright. So Gremlino will attack. Gremlin will attack. Kokoraya will attack. I will take lots of damage. And you're going to try and fusion summon in the battle phase. I'm afraid I'm going to have to say no to that. There'll be no instant fusion for you, sir. Not on my watch. Alright, so I'll take a lot of damage. Let's see, who could I use? Okay, Storm Dragon would probably be the best thing to draw into right now. Actually, yeah, I would much prefer a Storm Dragon right now. That would be pretty nice. Pretty nice, because then I could banish one of my Cloudians, bring out my Storm Dragon, summon Zero Stratus, get 2 counters, pop one of my opponent's cards, and then Storm Dragon can put counters on every turn. Oh. Neither player can target this card with card effect. Treat a Synchro as 2 tributes for a dude. Synchro monster special summon at Earthbound Immortal. Blah, 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 blah. Cool and nifty. Alright, so with that all being said, I don't really have the things I want right now. So this, it's only during the battle phase that activates. Okay. So let's summon out Zero Stratus. For now, that will have to do it. Oh. Destroy that monster, gain life points, use that monster's attack. Oh. Well, I don't want him to destroy me, so I guess I have no choice but to give him life points. Gosh darn it, all the effort Zero Stratus put in to gain some attack value, man. And now he's giving life points back. How could you, you traitorous fluffball? Alright. Well, at the very least, Yugioh Gremlin is locked thanks to Fallen Sanctuary. I've got Divine Punishment if I really need it, which, because of Kokoraya, I kind of do. If this was any other Earthbound Immortal, this would not be a problem. Even, I mean, Asphlapisca would be annoying too, but, you know, that's about it. Alright, so battle phase happens. As it do. Oh, right, Kokoraya can attack directly. Oh, no. That's not good. Alright, well, I'm down to my last 400 life points. Which ain't necessarily good. Again, thankfully, I don't take any damage. Otherwise, there would be problems. And again, he's going to keep trying to do that. So let's Lost Sanctuary him one more time. Let's stop that gremlin from gremlining. We'll see where it goes from here. I gotta do something about Kokoraya. This thing is just... It's cluttering the board, and I don't like it. Let's see. I really could use Storm Dragon right now. I would also really just as well go with Turbulence, because then I could, like, build a nice big monster and deal with Kokoraya better. That would be preferable. We'll see. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. My opponent, at least we're having a nice back and forth. That's always good. Stained glass window, not what I was hoping for. Let's see here. Let me think about this. Okay. So if I use Cirrus Stratus, I can pop Kokuriah, stop him from nuking the board. So that would be good. That's a good start. But then I need a fairy in the graveyard. That's the tricky part. That is the tricky bit about all this. But I can use Stained Glass Window to do that. Huh. Then I also have Acid Cloud. Let's see. Level 10 monsters are on the field. Okay. Let's activate Cirrus Stratus' effect. I'm going to pop Kokuriah. That's right. I'm blowing up your Kokuriah. Your giant gecko is no longer available. He's no longer available. Thank you very much. Again, I really wish I could just remove counters from anywhere. Otherwise, I could just nuke my opponent's entire field. But sadly, that is not the case. Alright, so having done that, let's summon out our boy Acid Cloud. So we'll give him a counter for every Cloudian on the board. Actually, no, you can blow that up. Yeah, that actually works for me. Now I can use Fallen Sanctuary again. Oh, wait, no, what is this doing? Click damage you that monster's original attack points. Well, gosh darn it. Trying to trick me with your trickiness? Just trying to trick me and stuff. Alright. Now it's really going to be touch and go about, like, whether or not I draw it. Oh, wait, no, this isn't discard stuff. I think I'm just dead. Gosh darn it. Alright. Well, unfortunately, yeah, thanks to Geo Gremlin and all that stuff. I don't know. Am I dead? It depends on what he actually could fuse into. I suppose. It'll all depend on that. And then he's got Stone Sweeper. Good old Stone Sweeper. Yeah, unfortunately, I just don't have enough guys in the graveyard. Now he's got the Gremlin. He's going to be able to use that to keep forcing me to give him life points. Oh, and he can make things attack directly, too? Well, shucks. That is unfortunate. I mean, it was a nice back and forth, but unfortunately, my opponent got their board established before I did. We were so close. So close. But let's go ahead for duel number 3. I have not given up on the Cloudians. I don't care how inconsistent these ones want to be today. I don't care. I'm going to go for one more duel. We're going to get some Cloudians on the board. Gosh darn it, I'm going to do some more damage. Alright, everybody, it's time for the third opponent to fight in third. Let's see what we have for an opening hand here. Well, I like the Moray of Greed. I do like that. The question is, oh, you scum. You Ash Blossom and scum. Alright, I see how it's going to be. I see how it's going to be, you Ash Blossom. Go ahead, fool roast me, too. Alright, he's not going to fool roast me, unfortunately. But that's okay. I'm gonna make things simple for this first turn since there's not much else I can do at the moment. But I have Poison Cloud. You know, my opponent beats over this thing. I'm gonna get to destroy his monster, burn him for 800. That'll work for me. That'll work just fine to start. I just really need my Aerosol Can. Turbulence, Aerosol Can, your best combos. That's your best combos right there. I'd love to have both, but I would take Aerosol right now, because then I could at least do something without this here. Let's see. Cyber Jar, Mimic... Oh, it's Empty Jar. Okay. Empty Jar can be a tricky one. Change of Heart! Leave my Cloud alone. You have your own monster. You literally gave up on 2 monsters just there. Don't pretend like you need my monster. Leave my Cloud alone. You monster. You heartless fiend. Stealing my Cloud. Alright, well, you stole my Cloud. What are you going to do with it? You wanted it so badly. Let's see what you're going to do with it. You got no attack points. You got these big, beefy biceps and, well, big, beefy everything about him, but, you know, you don't want no attack points. Let's see what we got. Mimigul Maker. Alright, so as expected, this is some kind of empty jar deck. It's got Saboteur, I got a Marfin jar, I assume he has something like the Book of Tie, or maybe he's just going to ram into me with Cloudian. Yeah, that is what he's going to do. I mean, that kind of helps me at the same time, but we'll see. Because his whole strategy is doing this stuff. I don't know, this could be bad. Ooh, Aerosol, nice. And even if it makes me discard it or something, I can make that work. Alright. Why didn't he draw cards? Oh! Oh, he used the pot, you fool, you dingus. You wingus. You're just dead. You are just, I'm sorry, my man, but you are dead to rights. You are not surviving this duel. Because I got Zero Stratus. And I can remove 2 counters to pop your Cyber Jar. Or your Morphing Jar. Either way. Okay, we're not quite out of the woods just yet there, but thanks to my Cloudian Aerosol, I'm going to make sure that my Zero Stratus will always be able to pop things. I'm going to put this in defense mode and put your jar in attack mode. Take this, empty jar boy. That's what you get for not reading your cards. And I will chip away at you. And then you will be dead. That's how it's gonna be. You tried to cheat out my... You tried to use my cloud against me? Well, that's what you get. I mean, look at all this stuff. Look at all. I knew he had a full roast in there somewhere. I knew it. Anyway, do I want to do anything else is the question. I could summon Lahamu. But that's more for when you get into Eye of the Typhoon. So right now I'm good in that respect. So here's the thing. He's got a hand. He's got a card. Any monster he summons, I can just pop it. Not a problem. If he tries a spell trap, I've got Fallen Sanctuary to get my counter trap. So yes, that's what we get. We out-troll the trolls with our clouds. Ah, very nice. I mean, that's not the win I was wanting, but it was solidly a Cloudian win. Absolutely. You know, Zero Star, that's what Zero Star does. He just pops monsters. That's what he does. My opponent tried to abuse me. I abused him right back. You coward. That's what you get. All right. I want to do another one, but I don't want to ruin the mood. So, let's go ahead for the... I really want to go for one more, though. Try to get Eye of the Typhoon. If he only lasted one more turn, I could have turbed him out with an Aerosol can. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's go ahead for the end screen. I want to end on a high note today. I want to end on a high note. We'll do more crazy duels tomorrow, so for now, let's go for the end screen. Well, everybody, our Cloudian deck today, we fought and we fought. Things weren't perfect, but the Cloudians got themselves a solid win, defeating the trolly empty jar player. And, you know, it's a thing with Cloudians. They're old. They're old, and their one support card is too slow to help in the modern game. Really would like it if Konami would just retrain all the old Cloudians. Honestly and for truly. Retrain them all. That's what I say. Maybe not Nimbus Bane. He's fine. But definitely Eye of the Typhoon. Definitely make him a fairy. Anyway, so we got to show off this deck. We got to do what we wanted to do with it. It wasn't perfect by any means, but we fought hard. No matter what our opponent was playing. And that, I feel, it counts for something. So, I hope everybody enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to smack the like button and hit up all the good buttons down below. Help us to keep climbing ever and upward, because we've been on a high note. I want to keep it going higher. So, here's the deck profile for anyone who wants to know what we were playing with today. Take out some Cloudians. Have yourself a good time with this one. Maybe switch up some ratios. Anyway, so for our main deck, we are playing the 3 Smoke Ball. You always want to play at least 2, but 3 is even better Smoke Ball. 3 copies of our Cloudian Eye of the Typhoon, who is the technical boss monster of Cloudians. Pretty big dude, and you can turbo him out with Aerosol if you need to. And if you're up against Super Heavy Samurais, oh baby, he goes hard. We have 3 copies of Nimbus Man, who is the more widely accepted boss monster of Cloudians. 500 attack for every foul counter on the board. Pretty dang big this guy can get. 3 copies of Radius, because we do rely a lot on the Sanctuary in the Sky for protection and such. So having a searcher for that is good. 3 copies of Althus. I'm holding up 4 fingers, even though there's only 3 of them. But 3 copies of Althus, because he allows me to rip my opponent's hand, so long as I remove 3 counters. And unlike a lot of the other Cloudians, can remove them from anywhere on the board, not just himself. So that makes him good. And 3 copies of our Cloudian Storm Dragon. Banishing a Cloudian brings him out into the board. Can place a fog counter once per turn. Really great combo with Turbulence. 1 Turbulence and 1 Storm Dragon equals big, linky, chunky boys. We have 3 copies of Cirrus Stratus for monster removal. 3 copies of Turbulence is our main board enabler. Removing a counter brings out a smoke ball from the deck of the grave. 3 copies of Acid Cloud for spell trap removal. 3 copies of Poison Cloud as a kind of battle sort of removal. Your opponent beats into this thing, their monster gets destroyed, they take damage, that sort of thing. Also a Fiend to go along with our trap. 3 copies of Sheep Cloud. If we need some more defense, we got Sheep Cloud. It gets destroyed, we get 2 tokens. Which doesn't sound like much, but in certain situations, you just need some more defense. We also have Cloudian, the Ghost Fog, which is also a pretty neat dude. He's really better once you already have a board established of your Cloudians, because you can have Ghost Fog ram into anybody, you won't take damage, but then you can spread counters equal to the level of the monster that beat over Ghost Fog. So, situational, but potential, big payoff. I threw in 1 Moray of Greed, which you probably could play more than 1 Moray of Greed just to shuffle back things like smoke balls and extra big monsters you can't summon in order to draw extra cards. 3 copies of Cloudian Aerosol. It's the only support Cloudians ever got, and they really could use more, but real big combo with our Turbulence. Gives us counters equal to the level of the monster that we target with this thing, and you can banish it along with the Cloudian. You discard a Cloudian to play this in first place to summon any Cloudian you want from the deck. Easy turbo out, Eye of the Typhoon. We have 2 copies of Fog Control, another good card that combos with Turbulence, like I say, very good indeed, because you can summon out a token, or you summon out a smoke ball, I should say. Summon out a smoke ball, tribute it with Fog Control, 3 more counters on Turbulence, go for 3 more smoke balls. Very nice. 3 copies of Sanctum of Parshath, protects your back row that's face down, it's pretty nice. Also counts as Sanctuary. You can also recover your cards, but it puts them on top of the deck, so that can be a little iffy. But it's still nice to have like a little boost as well to our fairies. 300 attack defense, not bad. 3 copies of Cloudian Squall, which is penultimately the best card in the deck, because it puts a counter on everybody face up every turn. I wish it worked on every card that was face up, but sadly it's a little too old for that. Maybe the retrain will do that, who knows. 3 copies of the Sanctuary in the Sky, prevents us from taking damage when we have a fairy battling things. 3 copies of Stained Glass of Light and Dark, primarily because we're playing a lot of fairies, we want extra draw power. But if we have our feed as well, we can force our opponent to, draw a card, but also discard 2 cards. So, there you go. 3 copies of Fallen Sanctuary. Nice little trap card that we have in this deck. Sets up my counter trap, mostly. But also can banish any fairies in my grave that I don't need, any excess Cloudians I don't need, and then I can negate stuff. Pretty gosh darn. It only works on monsters, but it's still a solid negation there. And we also have Divine Punishment, since we're playing so many Sanctuary in the Sky cards. This can negate a spell trap or monster effect while I have Sanctuary, so basically doesn't have a cost, just has a requirement to it. As for the extra deck, we have 1 copy of Link Karibo, combos very well again with Turbulence. We have ourselves Herald of the Mirage Lights, because we play lots of fairies, and if we, get the late game enough monsters on the board, summon out Herald of the Mirage Lights, we can negate stuff. Yeah, we can. Gotta go with Masquerena to go with some of our big Link monsters. We have Lahamu, the Messenger of the Sacred Scripture, which allows me to get a normal summon of a level 5 or higher monster without tributes. It's only once while he's on the board, but depending on how much setup you can get going with this thing, especially with Turbulence, you can get into going into Lahamu, free summon of Eye of the Typhoon. I also have an effect to shuffle back the cards in my hand to draw new cards if I happen to have a dead hand, so Lahamu is pretty neat. 1 copy of Condemned Dark Lord, which contributes summon fairies with, this is meant for tribute summons of fairies with 2 tributes, but obviously Cloudian Eye of the Typhoon is not one, but once you turn the end phase, I get 500 life for every fairy on the field, and we're playing so many fairies, so there you go, life point gain in there. A good old Unicorn, if we happen to need it to bounce stuff back. A couple copies of Celestial Night Lord of Parshath, because I can discard a card to add anything that mentions Sanctuary in the Sky from my deck to my hand. And if I already have Sanctuary, I can just add any fairy monster instead. And if fairies would be sent to the grave, if a fairy gets sent to the graveyard for whatever reason, you can banish a fairy, summon a fairy from the hand who's higher than the banished monster. So, if Cloudian Squall, you banish this thing, you can summon any big old fairy. Again, I wish Eye of the Typhoon was a fairy. It's so dumb he's not a fairy. I get the reason, but it's still dumb. Still a dumb reason. We also have Saryuja, which again, combos go with Turbulence. If you don't want to go for Avramax for some reason, if you just want more draw power, you got yourself a Saryuja. You have Abalku, the Lightless Shadow, for discarding cards like Aerosol or what have you to destroy your opponent's cards. And then you can also what was it? You draw a card to the number of different monster types in the grave, which is only 2, really, unless you get really heavy into the extra deck. But it can draw you some extra cards. We have, of course, our good boy Avramax. I love Avramax. He's a great link monster. And we do like to keep our monsters protected from being attacked if we can help it, especially if we don't have Sanctuary on the board. So I like to throw it in Avramax. We also have Underworld Gods of the Closed World. Again, Turbulence is king here. Turbulence is king. I really wish we could have shown it off today, but you get the idea of Turbulence. You get the idea. But, you know, you have yourself Underworld Goddess. You'll need to link off some things to really go into this with Turbulence, but it'll help you remove some of your opponent's problematic monsters. And since we have primarily level 4 monsters as like our main dudes, you have some rank 4s, things like Excite Ton Knight to field wipe your opponent, Steel Swarm Roach to stop your opponent from summoning high level monsters, and good old Baguska if you have to slow things down. As for the side deck, there's some stuff. Originally this deck had Agent of Mystery Moon, or whatever his name was, yeah, this guy, Agent Moon in this deck, which didn't really do much, so I took it out. But if you wanted to keep it back in, you could throw in Master Hyperion and Majesty Hyperion for extra bodies on the board. There's things like Chorus in the Sky for recovering fairies from the graveyard, which don't really need to often, but can. There's Diamond Dash Cyclone, which this card can really, destroy monsters, draw you extra cards. But it's 1 card for every 4 counters, so the effort you need to draw a simple 2 off of this thing is a lot. So while it can work, and you can pop like an opponent's monster with aerosol that you've put a bunch of counters on, a lot of high-level monsters nowadays have protection from being targeted and or destroyed. So I decided not to run this one, but you could do it. There's another fog control if you happen to be more lucky than I am than getting into Turbulence. And then we have also Raging Cloudian, which is more of a backup option than anything else. If your Cloudian gets switched to defense mode and gets destroyed by that effect, you can bring it back and get a free counter. And also the monster can be changed position-wise, so long as it's on the board. So it's a thing. So that's today's deck, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Next time is day number 10 of Cabin Fever, the official 1/3 the way through mark. And we're taking a look at some Orcus stuff, which I'm not an expert at, but we'll give it a shot. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Till next time, stay safe, stay happy. You have a good one.
Cabin fever is ravaged all aboard. This one-star vessel has become a floating cycle ward. We were